more of my life experiences of how I, develop my positive perception and learn to, change things, work bad things for the better. And, share my prison experiences, my incarceration, 6 years in the Wyoming State Penitentiary, and, a year in solitary confinement. And I'm here to tell you and teach you and tell you stories about these lessons I learned, these things that happen, these reality, true things. Well, this one, of course, we all know that, one of the problems we have in the world, I feel, is communication. And of course, with us as human beings getting along with each other, we don't know how to see each other's value. And what happens with that is we underestimate people, we cause depression, this causes separation, fights, arguments, all kinds of things like that. But if a person just knew the value that this person who they were underestimating or looking down upon has, something that they can do that they can't do, that they could probably even use, then friendship is automatic. So here's a story of one of my experiences like that. Well, while I was in prison, I started the MUAY Tigers, bare knuckle mixed martial arts training. And when I started this training group, it was no joke. We were, it was all the hardest core guys. We were maximum security. It started off in solitary confinement. I had strict rules of respect and responsibility. This was true martial arts. This was not some beat down bull crap. But this was the real deal. We sparred bare knuckle. We fought in there. It was a great time. We really tested our manhood and developed our characters, solid, strong characters. So, of course, me being who I was the head of the MUAY Tigers. And, I was about 22 years old, maybe 23. So I was young guy, up in Wyoming, and I had all these guys follow me, all these people I was training, white guys, Mexican guys, black guys, Indian, Native American guys, just all kinds of people who would come to me. The guards respected it. The warden allowed me to teach this on the yard when I got to the maximum security yard to have actual classes where I actually train people. Anybody who wanted to join could join. So I was really looked up to. And one day, the crew and I, we're just sitting, MUAY Tigers, we're sitting down in the gym area. They got the gym area, in prison you got your weight pile, and we had this giant basketball court, really nice basketball court. And we're sitting in the bleachers. Sometimes one of the best things you had in there was just a camaraderie ship with the boys, with the fellas. And so we just sitting down there hanging out, and one of the guys said, he just sort of complimented me, man, Bam Bam, wow, man, it's just amazing that you know this. It's amazing what you can do with us, man. I'm just, and he put himself down. I'm nothing. I wish I had a skill or something like you have, this and that, da-da-da, And so, of course, this made me feel bad. So, I said, well, wait. First of all, you're learning this. That's what I'm doing is I'm passing this on to you. And for you to be able to put up with the crap I put you through, you're pretty daggone tough, So, secondly, everybody down here, and there's probably about maybe 10 of us sitting down there. I said, every single one of us down here can do something that nobody else can do. And I'm gonna give you an example. And we had one guy in our crew, and he was kind of like, like you would say, like maybe the flunky in the crew. When I say flunky, I'm not disrespecting him, but he always got in trouble, always made mistakes. So you would think this is the idiot, the guy who knows nothing to done. So I say to him, hey, check out my guy, Rick here. Okay, and that's not his real name. We use when everybody say, check out my guy, Rick, okay? Everybody thinks he can't do anything. Watch this, I'm gonna show you something. And I say, Rick. He said, yes, sir. I said, you see that door over there we had? It was, it was a prison door. And it was a big door with a big lock on it, lock to keep you in. This is maximum security. Now, the gym wasn't very heavily supervised, but I told him, I said, can you open that door? And he looked at the door. He said, yeah. I said, how soon can you open it? He said, well, if I got my tools, I can open it probably in 10 seconds or less. And so I said, okay, well, go get your tools. Well, he left, went to his cell, got his tools, his little prison-made tools, came back, and he sat back down. I said, okay, everybody post up, watch for the guards. When they do their shift and leave, you got 5 seconds to get that door open for us. I want you to pretend like this building is on fire, and we are going to die if you don't get that door open for us. Not that we're trying to escape, but I want you to show that. And so he said, yes, sir. So we waited, the guards left, I nodded at him. He went over there and popped this door open that nobody's ever seen open. And then he closed it back and locked it, and came down. And everybody's just amazed. Like, wow, how did you do that? And so he says, lock picking, I can pick locks like it's nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, this is what I want you to do. This is what we're going to do today, guys. Everybody think about what you can do that nobody else probably can do. What's your skill? Everybody has something. I don't care if it's washing dishes, And so I said, wait, you're going to teach us this. What can we do? And so he actually taught us how to make lock picking tools, how to pick handcuffs, how to pick locks, taught us all. This guy was like a locksmith. And it was all stuff that he learned from the street, but it was valuable information, not for us to go, and I make sure I say, this is not for us to go and be criminals. Information and knowledge is for everybody. You never know if you may need to get through a lock to save your life or save somebody else's life. What we do with information makes it criminal or not criminal, not knowing. So then we have a guy in the crew, and his name, we're gonna call him John. Quiet, never talk. We all knew what he was in there for. He was in for Grand Theft Auto. But what we didn't know is this guy knew how to steal all the different types of cars, how to hotwire them, how to do just everything. His dad had made him, that was what his dad did. His dad trained him in this. This was his legacy, to teach him how to steal cars. So he got out the paper, and he's down there showing us how to steal a Ferrari, how to steal a Porsche, the difference in, in hot wiring, the difference in, going through the ignition with a screwdriver. We're getting this education, we're just getting this knowledge, we're getting our prison doctrine. So he shows us all the stuff, shows us on paper. We know it's a fact because, he was busted for it. So after that, I said, okay, this is a really good one. We got another guy, and this guy, he's a lifer. Really tough guy, and he was actually an Asatruman, one of what you call one of the Vikings. And I mean, solid to the bone Viking, lived by the code and everything. A guy you did not want to mess with, but he was trained under me, so he was very well controlled and disciplined. But he said, I have something. So of course we all think, we don't need to know how to, take somebody's head off with an axe or anything like that. And he says, well, we work out a lot and we train a lot. But I noticed that what we don't do is a lot of muscle recovery stuff. We do a lot of stretching and meditation. He said, but I think massages, does everybody know about massages? And we said, massages? He said, well, man, you ain't gonna be massaging on us in here. Ain't no man touching us. So we started joking, joning, and clowning on him and things like that. And he said, no, and of course I knew about massage. I said, no. What he said to you, I said, you really understand and know massage? He said, yeah, I was a massage therapist on the street. So he's sitting there teaching us all about massaging. We're all down there massaging each other, not meaning anything funny, driving knots out. He's teaching us about, all the stuff that happens to your muscles, the muscle recovery, how this is gonna help us recover faster. So we're sitting here learning how to massage ourselves, massage each other, in this. So this is the value that's coming, something that we never would have expected from this guy. And then, so of course, one more guy, we got more guys, but I'm not gonna go through them all, but another one that came up that was great. Of course, and when you're locked up, you don't have a lot of money. Your family, usually, most people who get locked up come from poor families. So unless you get a good scam or a gig going or something of your own, you're probably not gonna have a lot of money in there. And and it's not fun not to have money. You can't get canteen, can't get your soap, can't get you don't get your privileges. So of course, one of our guys speaks up and he says, well, I'm gonna show you guys how to make real easy money while you're in prison. And so we're like, yeah, let's do that. We definitely want that. And he was a money man. He always had money in there. He said, this is what I'm gonna teach you, just to run a lottery. We said, well, how are you gonna run a lottery? He said, you let everybody pay. They can pay one cigarette. He showed us how to do the odds. And he said, and you run it, and this is how you keep it fair. I said, well, how do you keep it fair? How do they know you're not picking a number? He said, because the state lottery picks it at night when it comes on TV. So I'm actually just funding that. So we said, oh man, this is genius. So we all have a way to feed ourselves there, the way to make funds in there. We know how to deal with muscle recovery. If something bad happens and we need to save our lives, break through locks, if we need to hotwire our car to get away from something, to do something, all this knowledge, all this value was handed. But it's so important that we all learn to believe in each other. And whenever we look at somebody, we can see that person and just know in the back of our mind, he probably knows something that I don't know and knows something that I wish I knew. And if I can be friends with him, maybe he can teach me something. And maybe I can teach him something, because none of us are more valuable than the other. The only thing that boosts our value is what we do for each other.